On the news, gunmen kidnap over 20 Nigerian medical and dental students in Benue State. Chinese firm Zhongshan releases Nigeria's new presidential jet detained abroad. And Fubara ends contract extensions for retired permanent secretaries in Rivers State. Welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Simisola Atigun. More than 20 medical and dental students, along with a house officer from the University of Maiduguri and University of Jos, have been kidnapped by gunmen in Benue State on Friday. According to reports, the students were traveling together to the Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students annual convention in Enugu when they were ambushed by gunmen around 5:30 p.m. in the Otukpo area of the state. The spokesperson for the Benue State Police Command, SP Catherine Anene, who confirmed the incident, said an investigation has been launched into the abduction. She says no official demand for ransom or conditions for their release have been made yet. Amid the legal battle between Chinese firm Zhongshan Fusheng Industrial Investment Company Limited and the Ogun State government over the management of an export processing zone in the southwest state, the firm says it has agreed to release one of Nigeria's seized presidential jets, seized on its behalf by a French court as a gesture of goodwill to allow for talks. In a statement released on Friday, the firm disclosed it lifted the seizure of the presidential Airbus A330 to show it has consistently sought to act reasonably and fairly in the course of the legal dispute that was not its making. Back in July 2016, Zhongshu alleged that the Ogun State government had moved to terminate its appointment and appoint another manager for the free trade zone. Zhongshan then received two orders from a French court in March and August to seize Nigerian assets following an arbitration award of more than $60 million. Reacting in a statement on Thursday, the special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, described the French court's order attaching Nigeria's presidential jets as a result of the arm-twisting tactic by the Chinese company. Following the directive of its parent body, the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors (NARD), the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital Association of Resident Doctors (LASUTH ARD) has conducted a peaceful protest against the Nigerian government's failure to ensure the rescue of their colleague Ganiat Popoola 8 months after her abduction. The doctors who trooped out en masse on Friday at LASUTH Ikeja say the protest is in solidarity with Popoola, a registrar in the Department of Ophthalmology at the National Eye Center, NEC, Kaduna, who was abducted on December 27, 2023 at her residence in Kaduna town. Addressing journalists during the peaceful protest, President LASUTH ARD, Dr. Kolawole Aisodu, warned that members may resort to a national strike action in the absence of prompt intervention by the government to ensure the release of their colleague.
That we are assembled here this morning in solidarity with one of our own, Dr. Ganiat Popoola, a resident in the Department of Ophthalmology, National Eye Center, Kaduna, who was forcefully abducted alongside her husband and her nephew from her home on the 27th of December 2023. Though her husband has been released, Dr. Popoola and her nephew remain in the custody of their abductors. Dr. Ganiat Popoola is a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, and a colleague. And we can only imagine the physical, emotional, and psychological trauma she must have been experiencing at the hands of her abductors.
We know the situation of the country. We are just 55,000 doctors for about 200 million people. So if something like this is happening, we don't know how it's going to be in future. Really implore all stakeholders to help find Dr. Popoola.
I don't know how people want us to feel if our colleague is in captivity for almost 8 months. It is very, very sad, and we are saddened with our absence. But to the government, it has become work must continue. We from LASUT ARD, we are telling government that we want our member back to our midst. We want her back safe and sound. The family are already missing her. We, our colleague, we are already missing her. What we want is for them to release Dr. Ganiyat Pokuola, who happens to be our colleague.
In other stories, to enhance healthcare, inform better health policies, and optimize resources allocation in Lagos, the State Health Ministry has organized a stakeholders engagement forum to onboard stakeholders in the Lagos Smart Health Information Platform, Lagos SHIP, a comprehensive health information system which will bridge the gap between patients and healthcare providers. The highly secure digital cloud is a state government-led effort designed in partnership with health technology company eClat and InterSwitch Limited to create a backbone for seamless movement of patients' data and to enhance digital transformation to revolutionize the Lagos State healthcare system. TV360's Ogechukwu Kekwe completes the report.
Put your hands together.
The Lagos SHIP initiative aims to create a comprehensive health information system that bridges the gap between patient and healthcare providers, offering a seamless and efficient way to access a wide range of healthcare services. Speaking on the theme Shaping Health Outcome in Lagos Today and Tomorrow, in his keynote address, the Commissioner for Health Lagos State, Aki Abayomi, says by embracing the Lagos SHIP, healthcare operations in Lagos will be streamlined by reducing administration burden and improve patient outcome. Abayomi added that the initiative will create enhanced experience for all healthcare stakeholders.
So, as we all know, data is data. We can't make decisions without data. And sometimes you make decisions because you imagine things that are happening. But when you look at the real data, it tells you a different story. And so for us, the importance of SHIP is to be able to break down the silos, put them into a central location, create the connectivity and ability for data to migrate. Very importantly, to control the security around the data so that only people with the appropriate level of clearance will have access to several different levels of data. And at the end of the day, we have that complex network that not only moves data around, but allows us to connect with the rest of the world and allow an interface with people who are not in Nigeria for a myriad of reasons. And so the opportunities are endless.
Speaking further, the Special Advisor to the Governor on Health highlighted the transformative potential for the Lagos SHIP and its capacity to enhance healthcare delivery through improved data management and better engagement. According to her, the Lagos SHIP is set to address critical challenges in the health sector by utilizing health information more effectively.
The platform will enable us to manage health records more efficiently, ensuring accuracy, accessibility, and security of patient information. This will reduce errors, enhance patient safety, and facilitate better decision-making.
As health managers, us at the top of the health chain in the ministry can see at a glance all the data analytics that have been processed, and we can see all possible outcomes and disease trends and where things are moving to, and it helps us to make informed decisions.
Photo section.
Speaking further, the Managing Director InterSwitch eClat, Wallace Ogofre, says
Directors
in
in the
partnership
State
with
Ministry
the
of
Lagos
Health
State
and
Health
members of the One Health
Sector will
family
improve health outcomes in Lagos.
This will be achieved by fostering meaningful connections among stakeholders, including patients, doctors, administrators, and public officers, ensuring seamless access to medical data. By doing so, we aim to streamline healthcare operations, enhance patient care, and address the fragmentation that currently hinders the efficiency of the hospitals and healthcare service providers.
Both the Lagos State government and the InterSwitch eClat are confident that the innovation will serve as a catalyst for positive transformation with the Lagos healthcare sector, ultimately improving the well-being of millions of residents in the state.
Of the AFYA Care Group.
Lagos.
Could he please come up?
In Rivers State, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has announced the termination of a long-standing practice that allowed retired permanent secretaries in the state civil service to continue working on contract after their official retirement. Speaking at the swearing-in ceremony for 6 new permanent secretaries at the Government House in Port Harcourt, Governor Fubara stressed on the need to allow new individuals to take over these roles. He urged the newly appointed permanent secretaries to prioritize the state's interests, warning that any misconduct would result in dismissal. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu has emphasized the need for proper distribution of power and robust infrastructural development as essential measures to generate accurate revenue within the sector. Adelabu disclosed this during an interactive session with electricity distribution companies in Abuja, while underlining the government's responsibility to ease the challenges faced by citizens. Adelabu says that this is not the time to add to the difficulties of Nigerians. The minister acknowledged that the efficiency of revenue collection has been impacted due to an increase in power supply.
Our plan is to eventually look at the tariffs of other bands and raise it with a minimal service covenant or lower service covenants than the band A. But the mood of the country today does not permit that. It does not. You can't even try. You can't even touch it. That is the intention. So the only way we can actually improve our average tariff across the customers is to consistently work on infrastructure improvements across the distribution network, so that more and more customers will be migrated to band A. Once they are migrated and you are fulfilling the service covenant of minimum of 20 hours, fine, there will be minimal resistance here and there. But because they are happy with service, the resistance will be lower than it used to be. So you still collect. We also expect that your collection efficiency will drop a bit. Okay, from billing efficiency and collection efficiency will drop a bit because you now supply more power to the people. Even if your collections in the absolute sense increases in naira terms, by the time you get the percentage of collections to total bills, it will be lower. We know. But with time, it will ramp up. It will ramp up. So we still don't need to reject power. Let us keep supplying. Once the mood of the customers is changing for the positive, their readiness to pay or willingness to pay too will also improve.
We'll take a break here. When News Now returns, Nigeria's Super Falcons retain 36 spots globally, remain first in Africa in FIFA's latest ranking. News Now will return shortly.
It's about the files your secretary presented to me regarding the company's salary. Yes, the figures don't seem to add up. I suspect there's some form of a
discrepancy.
Precisely, sir.
Keep the figures that way.
That's fraudulent, sir.
That's my money.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't do that, sir.
See how padded your teeth are. Are you telling me you cannot pad up figures?
Sir, padding is against best auditing practices, and it's a form of corruption.
It's true. Accountant.
You were testing. Thank you, sir.
That's it. Bagole.
Yes, sir.
You are fired.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine, sir. Rather than watch corruption grow under my watch. Padding is a form of corruption and not in my country, sir.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. More than 20 medical and dental students, along with a house officer from the University of Maiduguri and University of Jos, have been kidnapped by gunmen in Benue State on Friday. According to reports, the students were traveling together to the Federation of Catholic Medical and Dental Students annual convention in Enugu State, where they were ambushed by gunmen around 5:30 p.m. in Otukpo area of the state. The spokesperson for the Benue State Police Command, SP Catherine Anene, who confirmed the incident, said an investigation has been launched into the abduction and that no ransom or conditions for their release have been made yet. We also told you that amid the legal battle between Chinese firm Zhongshan Fusheng Industrial Investment Company Limited and the Ogun State government over the management of an export processing zone in the southwest state, the firm says it has agreed to release one of Nigeria's seized presidential jets, which was seized on behalf by a French court as a gesture of goodwill to allow for talks. In a statement released on Friday, the firm disclosed it lifted the seizure of the presidential Airbus A330 to show it has consistently sought to act reasonably and fairly in the course of a legal dispute that was not of its making. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the Go-To app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
For happenings in the world of business, let's join Opeyemi Owosheni to keep us up to speed. Over to you, Opeyemi.
Thank you, Sumisola, and welcome to Business News. Now, in a significant milestone in the country's economic reform and development journey, the Nigerian government has launched a $500 million FX-denominated domestic bond about 3 weeks after hinting at the action. Unveiling the bond in Lagos, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, said the launch was a bold step toward economic transformation, poised to attract both local and international investors. According to Edun, the historic initiative is aimed at raising a minimum of $500 million from both local and international investors. He disclosed that the bond issue was sent to leverage the Nigerian financial system, including the Securities and Exchange Commission, the banking system, and investment bankers. Still in the world of business, following the decline in Nigeria's inflation rate to 33.40% in July 2024, below the 34.19% reported in June 2024, the Chief Executive Officer, Cowrie Asset Management, Johnson Chukwu, says a single report of improvement should not serve as a yardstick to judge the effect of government policies. Reacting to the report of reduced inflation, the top economist added that the decline must be continuous and must reflect in the prices of goods nationwide.
One-time decline in inflation is not yet a trend. So the central bank is not going to act in a haste. They will watch for subsequent months' inflation figures to see if inflation begins to decelerate, or the decline we had in the month of July is just a one-off. So I think what they will do is the next meeting is at best to hold all rates at the current levels. Why do I say they could possibly hold all the rates at current level? Because the rates are already too high. We are talking about 26.75% NPR rate. We are talking of a lending rate in the market of the region of 35%, which is hurting the real sector of the economy. So ordinarily, one should not expect a further tightening given where we have gotten to. But I also do not think a one-time decline in inflation rate would be enough reason justification for the Monetary Policy Committee to begin to loosen. I think the most likely action would be to hold and see if there's a trend, if a trend will evolve, and that evolving trend will help them determine which direction to go. Then, why is money supply still increasing, irrespective of the fact that the central bank have been tightening monetary policies for quite some time? The reason is this: the disbursement that are going to the three tiers of government has continued to increase. If you look at the total disbursement in the first 7 months of this year compared to the total disbursement in the first 7 months of last year, you have an increase of more than 40%, almost 50%. And then you are talking of FAC allocation in the region of 1.4, 1.5 trillion naira a month. And that goes into the entire financial system. So what the central bank had been pulling out from was monies held by private sector players, those who are investing in treasury bills, those who are investing in federal government bonds. That's the money that the central bank is able to take out of the system. But injection coming from the government, from the public sector, the central bank is not able to take it out. So I think the increase in money supply is largely coming from public sector disbursement by way of financial account allocation.
We'll go on a short break now and be back with stock market reports. Welcome back. Another week, another dip for the Nigerian exchange market as we wrapped up the week on a bearish note, marking 5 days of losses in a row. The market's capitalization now sits at 55.14 trillion naira. Well, it's not the best day for Len Africa as well, as it's sliding down by 9.97% to close at 3 naira 52 kobo per share. Cadbury Nigeria wasn't far behind as well, as it closed at 18 naira 10 kobo per share. Now, closing out the week at the NGX with a whooping 348 million shares swapped hands on 7,677 deals, bringing in a cool 7.46 billion naira. What a way to end the week. Now, talk about a turnaround. When compared to Thursday's trading, we see about 29% spike in volume, turnover shot up by an impressive 112%, and the deals ticked up by 6%. Now, shifting our focus to the global market, the UK FTSE dipped by 0.43% as house building stocks dragged it down. Now, thanks to concerns over meeting government housing targets. On the flip side, the US and Asian stocks kept their momentum, extending their winning streak, with the UK FTSE and Japan's Nikkei at 0.28% and 3.64% respectively. Now, in the forex market, the naira slipped a bit, falling 5 naira to trade at 1,605 naira against the US dollar on the black market. The British pound and euros also saw minor drops, trading at 2,100 naira and 1,730 naira respectively on the black market. And well, that wraps up our business and stock market reports. Back to you, Simisala, for the rest of the news.
Thank you very much, Akwaremi. And on the foreign scene, 4 more bodies have been recovered from the site of a massive garbage landslide in the Ugandan capital, Kampala, bringing the death toll to 34. According to police authorities, the collapse at the landfill in the northern district of Kitizi at the weekend buried people, homes and livestock in mountains of fetid waste. Local authorities say one of the bodies discovered on Thursday was a man who had been missing since 2002. With the discovery of the bodies, the total number of those missing has decreased to 35 from an earlier official toll of 39. And Ukrainian authorities have warned residents near the eastern front line to evacuate before the arrival of Russian troops as Moscow presses ahead with its own offensive 10 days into Kyiv's cross-border incursion. While Ukrainian troops are attempting to gain more Russian territory in the Kursk region, where they claim control around 1,150 square kilometers, Russia has made steady gains in Ukraine's Donetsk region. The head of the military administration in the city of Pokrovsk has warned people to leave while there is time, as the Russian forces had advanced within 10 kilometers of the city. Well, up next is Entertainment Report on News Now.
House of Gar is a gripping historical drama that delves into the complex power dynamics of the pre-colonial Oyo Empire. Directed by Bolanle Austin Peters, this star-studded epic has captivated audiences, claiming the top spot on Netflix's most-watched films chart since its July 26, 2024 release. Set in the 18th century, the film follows the rise and fall of Gar, a ruthless political empire whose thirst for power leads to a devastating betrayal within the empire. The intense portrayal of political intrigue and conflict has made House of Gar a resounding success, particularly among Nigerian viewers who crowned it the most-watched film on Netflix from August 5th to 11th, 2024. Afrobeat star Joeboy has unveiled a captivating new music video for his latest single, Zombie, which pays homage to the iconic Thriller video by the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Released on August 14, 2024, the track showcases Joeboy's signature pop sound and heartfelt lyrics. Inspired by the defining moments of his childhood, including the profound impact of Michael Jackson's music, Joeboy has created a thrilling homage with Zombie. The music video is a visual spectacle that reimagines the iconic Thriller choreography with a fresh, contemporary twist. And that's it on Entertainment News on News Now. Joy Uchejim, TV360, Lagos.
Finally on sport, Nigeria's senior women's football team, the Super Falcons, have retained their 36th position in the latest global ranking by international football governing body FIFA. According to the ranking released on Friday, the Falcons also maintained their position as the top-ranked women's football team in Africa. This ranking follows their disappointing performance at the recently concluded Women's Summer Olympics football event in Paris, France. But that's it on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.